top of the thigh. Let's just give gentle stroking motion from the bottom of your shin bone across the ankle and all along the top of your foot and toes. Try to relax your foot. Let it follow the movement of your arm. It should be gentle. No hard pressure. You shouldn't be feeling pain in any point of the workout. Make sure it's within your comfort range. All the movements you do, they gotta feel comfortable. If you're more professional and you're more aware of your body, you can take it to a mild discomfort level, but never to pain level. Okay, so now what we're gonna find the very middle, like a midline that goes along the sole of your foot. Then there is a point just above your heel bone. I'm gonna take two thumbs and apply downward pressure into the tissue, and it forms kind of like a wave in front of your thumbs. You're going to push it while maintaining that downward pressure along the ball of your foot. Then you release gently. Again, return to the starting point just above your heel and run that wave of tissue toward the ball of your foot. Keep breathing deeply to let the oxygen in. That would help the tissue to relax, to release the tension. We don't want to keep the tension in the tissues when we're doing self-massage or foam rolling. And one more time. Awesome. Now we're going to take 5 fingers, thread them in between your toes. Okay, as far as it feels comfortable, no pain. I'm going to grab it gently and move it toward the top and then the bottom of your foot. Very gently. Awesome. Now we're going to rotate the top of your foot. So you're kind of turning it one towards yourself. You're releasing it towards yourself and then gently pulling it away from your body. The fingers might come out depending on how much tension you hold in your toes, in your foot. But try to keep it comfortable so that it's not painful. So you're rotating it away from your body and then releasing. When you release it, it comes back to the starting position. It moves in towards your body. Great job. Make sure your back is relaxed, your shoulders relaxed. Gentle work with your foot. Awesome. And we're moving on to the heel. So here's a heel bone right here. What you want to do, you want to release the tension in your foot before you start working with it. You're grabbing the bottom of your heel and the sides with your hand firmly. Again, try to release the tension in your ankle. Relax your foot completely. And your foot is moving only because you're moving your heel bone from side to side. Again, very gently, no rush. Always follow your own speed. Do it at your own pace and your own range of motion. If you feel it's close to a point of being painful, decrease the range of motion and just do very slight rotations of the heel bone. Gently and release. So it's moving towards your body and back, dropping back. Awesome. Couple more times. Great job. Again, release the tension from the top. stroking, gentle stroking motion from your shin bone across your ankle and along the top of your foot and toes. Awesome. We're placing it down. Now it's switching sides. Again, we're starting activating those receptors on your skin and your fascia, the layers of connective tissues that connect, everything in your body. Like they cover our muscles, every single cell of your muscles, every single cell of your body, organs. So it's everywhere. That's the network of your body. So we want to activate all the receptors so that your nervous system starts recognizing all those signals and start responding to the movement, to the self-massage, which would make it more effective, right? If our nervous system participates effectively, you're going to get better results from your training or whatever you do with your body. Pulling, gentle motion. Great. Now again, we're finding the midline that runs across the foot. Okay, from your heel bone, roughly toward the third toe. Okay, so placing our two thumbs right above the heel bone, downward pressure, it creates a wave, and we're running that wave toward the ball of your foot. We're not pulling the skin. We want to create that downward pressure and move it along the sole of your foot towards the ball of your foot. Awesome. Again, going at your own pace. Every body is different in terms of sensations, in terms of everything. So you want to follow the lead of your body, not the instructions of my instructions or any other trainer. You gotta, first of all, you're listening to your body. Those are the right kind of signals that you must learn to read in order to not to hurt it, in order to get the most benefits. And again, breathing deeply, letting the oxygen in, relaxing any parts of the body that feel, tense. And last one. And moving on, I'm going to take 5 fingers of the opposite hand, thread them in between the toes. Okay, so firmly holding it, we're going to move the forefoot, your toes, from toward the top of your foot and the bottom. Again, smooth. You don't want to make it jerky movement. You want to make it very fluid and smooth and controlled as well. You might feel some bones, under your hand. You might feel some bones, getting out of place or clicking or anything popping, anything like that. As long as it feels comfortable, that's fine. You're giving some unusual movement, right, to the joints of your foot, so it's completely normal. Okay, now it's rotational movement. So we're going to rotate it away from your body and release. As you release, it's moving back kind of toward the floor. So gentle pulling, or rather pushing, and release. You always want to start gently and kind of test the ground, right? You want to know whether your body is okay with that. It might start feeling wrong, then you stop. If it feels good and you think, oh, I can just give it a more, like a stronger push, then go ahead. And breathing in and out, in and out. Last one. Awesome. Moving on to the heel bone. Again, relaxing your foot, wiggle it from side to side, back and forth, grabbing tightly the heel bone. Relaxed foot. We don't want to engage any muscles right now of your shin, of your foot, so try to relax it. And we are grabbing tightly the heel bone and moving it from side to side. Feel the tension releasing in your ankle, in the heel area, the arch of your foot. Smooth motion. Couple more times. And let it go. Again, starting from the bottom of your shin bone, applying firm pressure. We are going to run the hand over the ankle, the top of your foot, and the top of your toes. Stretching it out. Couple more times. And last one. Awesome. Okay, shake your feet out. Just gently relaxing it. Okay, now we're moving the chair away. We don't need it anymore. Okay, standing right here on the mat. We'll give some movement to the ankle. Let's start with the left one, the one that we worked first. So we're going to sit onto the right hip. Place the left foot to the side. The feet are parallel to each other. Going to move the foot onto the inner edge and gently toward the outer edge. You're not going to be able to move it all the way unless you bend your knee, right? But we're trying to keep the knee soft and stable, and the motion occurs only at the level of your foot and ankle. So to the inner edge of the foot and toward the outer edge. Make sure to maintain neutral spine. You don't want to arch your back too much. You don't want to bend your head either. So you just want to keep it nice and long, as if your head is an extension of your spine, which it is. So, but you gotta feel it. And last time. Awesome. Switch sides. So you're sinking into the other hip now. The weight is off the right foot. I'm going to gently rotate it in and out. In and to the other side. Again, within your comfort range. Gently in and out. Nice and neutral spine. Breathing in. Breathing out normally, without any, without forcing your breath. Just don't forget to breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Feeling the motion, the movement of your ankle joint, the sensation it creates. And last one. Awesome. Okay, left foot. We're standing hip width distance apart. We're pressing the heel of our left foot into the ground. Turn with my side. And then we're going to, in explosive manner, we're going to lift that heel off the floor. Okay, so pressing that heel into the floor and lift. You don't lift it too high. Just kind of, you want it spring back from the floor. Working on the elasticity component of our connective tissue. Pressing in and elastically let it go. 2 more. Looking straight ahead and switch sides. Now this time the right foot, pressing in with your heel and lift it. Try to keep your body weight in the center without shifting it to your right side. Pressing in and lift it. The first few times might feel awkward, but then you'll get hold of it. We're just letting the heel pop off the floor. We don't want to move forward our knee. We don't think about that. We're just simply thinking about pushing that heel into the floor and lifting it explosively. One side would definitely feel different than the other because there might be better elasticity on one side than the other. And last one. Nice. Okay, let's move on to our hip joints. And place again our feet hip width distance apart. Your hip bones right here, that's the distance. And we'll bend at our hips. If you want, place your hands like this into your hip groin area, and that's where the movement should start from. Okay, so we're pushing our hips back while keeping our spine straight and your head aligned with your spine. So going as far as it feels comfortable. Your knees are soft. We never want to lock our knees. And as you get up, maybe you want to press your feet slightly into the ground and lift, extend your torso all the way up. Pressing those feet, bending at your hips and feeling like the sit bones spreading away from each other, opening them up all the way up. And last one. This time we'll turn our feet out. Okay, and again we're going to repeat this motion at your hips. Knees soft, back is straight. As you lift, pressing those feet into the floor, your knees are soft. Keep breathing. Find your comfortable breathing rate here. And extending all the way up. Try not to squeeze your glutes. Just pressing those feet into the floor. And lifting all the way up. Last one. Awesome. Now we'll turn our feet in. Okay, so that it's comfortable. Spring a bit on your knees and feel that it feels good. It feels comfortable. And guess what? We're gonna repeat the same pattern of movement at your hips. Knees are soft. And we're hinging at your hips while keeping your back straight. Your head in line with your upper back. Pressing into the floor with your feet to lift yourself up. Keep breathing. Make sure when you come all the way up, you don't create excessive arch in your lower back. Okay, maybe you'll need to keep your knees a bit straight, straighter than in 2 previous versions, because if you keep them bent, then your lower back will have to compensate for that, right? So we want to keep them a bit more straighter, but not locked. Your knees. Opening up your sit bones to the side, spread them apart. Push that floor away and lift. In this position of your feet, when your thigh bones are turned inward, you're releasing the tension in your tailbone. Like it creates more space in the joints of your tailbone, where your tailbone connects to your pelvic bones on the sides, and also on the top to your lumbar spine. And last one, pressing in. Awesome. Okay, so we'll just shake those feet out. Great job. And we'll get on the mat. We'll sit in a mermaid position with your right shin in front of you. It's in line with the line of your mat, and the other side is against the sole of your right foot. What we'll do, we will grab our hip bones with our hands, and we're going to rotate the pelvis from side to side, starting with a very, very gentle motion first. And then as you feel that it's good, I can maybe add some more. So you go some more rotation, you're going to increase it, the range of motion. Make it wider, rotating with your pelvis. So the movement comes from your pelvis. You can help with your hands a bit if you want, kind of pushing it back and slightly forward. So your left sit bone is off the floor on this side, right? This one is, it's off the floor, this one's on the floor. So now what we're going to do, we're going to place, as you rotate your pelvis, we're going to place that sit bone on the floor while lifting this knee, right? And then reverse. So increasing the range of motion only if it feels comfortable. Nice and long spine, no rush, take your time, make this move smooth and fluid, and of course controlled. When we work this way, our central nervous system gets a better input, higher quality input, and then as a result, during your daily life, when you're about to trip or when you did some awkward movement, the central nervous system is going to remember better, and it's going to help you better in terms of reaction, coordination, or balance. So that's why we want to do it slowly. And last time. Great. Now we're switching sides. Okay, this thigh to the sole of your foot. Wiggle a bit to find your comfortable spot. Again, the sit bone is on the floor. This one is off the floor. Holding on to your hip bones and rotating your pelvis gently from side to side, testing your comfortable range of motion in this position and this movement. Your shoulders are down, breathing normally, feeling the hip bones pushing out and lengthening, you know, this the front thigh area. And if you're ready, you can stay here if it feels comfortable and good enough. But if you're ready, you might want to turn your pelvis and place the sit bone on the floor while lifting this knee up and rotate it again to the side. Plant it, land it onto the mat and away from it. job. And couple more. Smoothly and slowly. Awesome. Great. Now we'll give some rotation to our rib cage. We'll stay on your hands and knees in a quadruped position. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. We'll start with your left arm. I'm going to press the right hand into the mat. See the way it lifts you can experiment. If you release the tension, see how your rib cage drops on your shoulder joint. If you press that hand into the floor, it lifts it up, opens up your collarbone, and the way your shoulder blades, it becomes more supported, more full. That's what we want, to maintain that support while we're doing the exercise. Taking our left arm, rotating your rib cage, and then diving with that arm in the space between your arm and your thigh. Placing your head onto the mat if it feels comfortable. If not, just stop at the point where it feels good and right. We're keeping our hips stable. We are not moving them, especially at this stage. You don't want to move them back like this. You want to keep them over your knees. Slowly inhale and open, pressing that hand into the mat. Exhale and reach across, placing your head onto the floor. Last repetition, and we'll pause right here and feel a nice stretch all across your shoulder, upper back, on that side of an extended arm. Keep breathing and press the right hand into the floor, slide it out, and return to the starting position. We're going to switch sides now. So pressing that left hand into the mat. Your shoulder blade, your rib cage is supported nicely. Inhale and rotate your rib cage towards your right and dive it under, bending your elbow, placing the head on the floor if comfortable. Hips are stable. Inhale, exhale. The fingers in your support hand are wide spread apart so that they provide a better support, base of support. Inhale and dive in, exhale. Inhale, bending that elbow and diving in. And last one. And pause right here. Not moving our hips back. Head on the floor. Relax your shoulder. Feel the stretch in your shoulder area, your upper back on your right side. Breathing into that spot that's being stretched and breathing out. And press that left hand into the mat. Slide it gently out. Soles of your feet together. Walk your hands forward a bit. They're at the width of the mat. Your knees are slightly out. Push the mat away and move your hips back. Lengthening your arms forward and placing the forehead on the floor. Relax your neck. And and breathe. Relax your belly. Let it just drop in between your knees. Check if your shoulders getting pulled towards your ears. If they are, draw your shoulder blades down along your spine towards your lower ribs. Melt your chest and stay here. Closing your eyes, letting all the tension go. And now we're going to lift our forehead. Tuck your tailbone slightly under, rounding your lower back. You're going to pull the mat with your hands towards your body. Awesome. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your toes under while keeping your knees bent. Push the mat away with your hands and lengthen your spine, bringing your belly towards your thighs. Rock your pelvis from side to side, heels off the floor. Slowly bring yourself to the center and walk your hands towards your feet. Your knees are soft. Your arms hang it right here. Tuck your tailbone under and slowly, one vertebra at a time, pushing those feet into the floor. Roll yourself up the front of your chest. Open up the collarbones, lifting your heart. Your spine is neutral, shoulders down. Inhaling right here, lifting your arms up. And exhale. Give yourself a nice hug.